So here's the dilemma. A simple clog drain that I was trying to unclog turned out to become a whole project. So when I tried removing the P-trap, it just came apart and broke. And that's how the P-trap looks. So now I'm gonna have to replace pretty much the whole thing. The upside to this is that piece of metal right there, see that? It's screwed into that brass fitting. So if I can get to screw that out, I could change it over to PVC and then use all PVC plumbing with a new PVC P-trap and reconnect it to the drain here. So right now, I'm out of breath running up the stairs. I got my trusty monkey wrench here, and I'm gonna use it to try and get that out with a little bit of brute force. Yep, I'm gonna brute force it, try to get that out. So to make things a little easier, I'm just gonna spray a little bit of WD-40 on it and let it soak in a little bit. I don't know how much further in this will get to work, but that's what people do. So they claim it works, so that's what I'm gonna do. And we'll just let it sit there for 5 minutes, and then I'll try the brute force and see where we get with that. Okay, so I have my trusty wrench here. It is very awkward underneath here. I got my trusty wrench. Try and get this on here. And as they say, it's lefty loosey, righty tighty. It's been in here for decades. Okay. We got movement. We got movement. Houston, we got lift off. And I really hope it's not broken, but it's really screwing out. Oh man, it's broke. Did it break or did it screw out? Okay, looks like it's screwed out. Oh, but that's a low down dirty mess in there, boy. Ooh. Check this mess out. Oh, look at that. Oh man, that's from decades of gunk. Look at that. Decades of gunk. So all that I'm gonna have to clean out. I don't think you want to see me cleaning all that gunk out. That's disgusting. So I'm gonna clean that out and then we'll begin. But happily, you know, it's screwed out. It was barely in there because most of it has rotted off. So it was barely in there. So what I'll do, I'll clean that out. Then I'll run to the store and get a PVC fitting for it, and the rest of fittings with the P-trap and everything to connect back to here, and get that all fitted up. Okay, so I've cleaned it out to some extent, right? But I've discovered that going down that neck right there, where it goes down here, it still have quite a bit of gunk in it. So the plan is I'm going to use what they call, I believe, a J snake. So I'm gonna use a simple J snake and try get it down in there and see how I can snake it out. So let me get set up for that. I guess I haven't used this in a while, so it's a little jammed up inside, but it's gonna go. Okay, I'm pretty much got all of it in. There's just this 2 inches left. So I'm just gonna keep pushing it and all right. So that's pretty much all of it I got going down in the drain. So I'm just gonna back it out as I keep spinning it. I'm just gonna keep spinning and back it out. Oh, look at that. Got all that stuff out of there. That's a good catch in one day. Whew. All right, let me take this outside and wash it off so that this J snake can be ready for the next job. Okay, so now that I have it cleaned up to a point, how do I know now what size fit in? Well, I just so happen to have this is a 1.5 inch fitting, and I'm just gonna use it to measure, to test. You can see where it says 1.5 inches right there. So I just want to see if it fits here, and if it does, yes, it fits pretty much. It fits in it enough. So what I'll do, I'll be able to get here the threading 1.5 inches, but this part here, I'll need that to be, well, I'm gonna need an adapter. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go to the hardware store and figure it out. But at least I know it's an 1.5 inch fitting that fits in there, and this drain pipe from the sink is about 1.25 inches. So I'll need to get from 1.5 inches there to 1.25 inches here. So let's see what I come up with. I'm heading to the store. Okay, so I'm here at the plumbing supply stores, and this is what has been recommended. So my sink drain will connect to here. I might need an extension, so he went to get an extension in the back. Then I got my P-trap, and then this would go into the wall, into the main drain. But this is where we have a little issue, in which we're gonna have to get an adapter here, because this needs a threading. So it needs to be like that, and then this screw over it. But you also need a threading for here, go this way into the wall. So he's gonna bring me an adapter for right here, so we can accomplish that. This might be too long, so I might have to cut this. And they only have the 12 inches extension. So we're gonna make this happen. So let's see what I got here from my trusty plumbing supply store. So we have this going into the wall. So we're gonna have this going in there, and we might have to cut it. See that? We might have to cut that, but that's pretty much the setup. And then I have an extension for there, because this need to go up there. It's not gonna happen on its own. So I'm gonna have an extension connecting there. But to get into that, we have this. Yep. There should be an adapter with this too. Let's see what I got in my pocket here. Here we go. So we're gonna screw this end into there, and then I'm gonna have to glue this into it, and then this end will get, what would be nice? This will get into here. This will get into here. Yep, it would be nice. Get that into there, that into there, there, into that, fit in there. And then we have our extension, in which I'm gonna have to cut our extension because it's a little too long. So I'm gonna have to cut that down. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is glue this up together, glue these two ends together, and then we get it screwed into there. And after that, we're gonna have to measure this and cut it to the correct length, as well as that extension. All right, let's see. put on our primer first. Get it nice and primed. Have it. Okay, just a few seconds to dry. Regular clear cement, PVC. Now this thing dries real quick when you put them together. So you also have to hold it in because it gets warm, and I guess that chemical reaction can easily push it back out. So here we go. Gotta push it in and hold it. If I let it go, see, it will come back out. So gotta hold it in. And just about that. That's it. So now I'll remove that. And this have a seal in it already built in this cover. So I would need the rubber seal. You just have to flip it around. Do it like that. And as I tighten this, that seal is compressed. Right? That's kind of how it will be. But first I gotta get this end into there. So let's do that. So now I have two male ends. So I got a male end here. I have a male end here. So let me try get this over there. I guess I'll just use this. Just kind of clean up the threads in here a little bit. Can't find my wire brush, so this is the next best thing that I have on hand. Let's try and get some of the gunk out of the threads. Okay, let me get something to blow this out. Got my little trusty blower here, just to blow a little bit of this dust out. Okay, that's nice and clean now. let's just screw this in. So here's the thing. Many will say that I need to put Teflon tape on there. Maybe they're right. But from my experience, the way this is designed, it's almost a little bit like a V. So it gets a little wider here at the top. And it really locks in tightly. So as it goes in, it gets tighter and tighter. So you don't need Teflon. It's not necessary. See, I can't even back it out, and that's just my hand I used. But you know what? To please the masses, I am gonna put Teflon on there, just so that there's no reason for concern. But remember, this is how I do things around my home. It's not an instructional video or anything. It's just how I do things. And based on my years of experience, I never had one of them leak because of not using Teflon tape. But hey, let me get the Teflon tape and I put it on just for your audience. Okay, here we got Teflon tape. Okay, so I got 5 or 6 turns on there. Okay, let's get my glove on so that I can use that wrench and get it in there. I'm not gonna try to break this, but I just need to give it a little bit more than just hand tighten. Just a little bit more than hand tighten, so that way we can know it's really in there. Righty-tighty. We did lefty-loosey, now we're doing righty-tighty. Okay. So with this, the Teflon tape, forget it. There's no chance of leak. There is just no chance of leak. Okay, I think we're good. I'm not trying to break it. Alright, I think we're good. That's really in there. That is really in there now. Okay. Got it nicely up in there. All right. So the next step is to measure this out. See how much we need to cut it. All right, let's remove this one now. It's not going to be that far. That's where we need to be. It's pretty, maybe like right here. So yeah, it's not very long. It's probably about 4 or 5 inches to it. So I'm gonna cut it right here. I have a pipe cutter. So okay, good enough. Check this D-bore. All right, let's see where we're at. All right, we're good enough. Let's check on our extension. See where we're at with that. We have more than enough going in there. More than enough. So that length is good. Now here's for extension. So for our extension, about that is good. So we don't want it past here. We need this. Let's see. That's good. So we need this to be cut around right there. Around right here. So about right here will be good. Right here. Just like that. So first, we're gonna build everything out. Get the seal on here. So we're just gonna lightly fit everything up. So that's for that. Okay. Let's get this reducer. So interesting enough, they told me at the plumbing supply house that this is a reducer. So it reduces from 1.5 inch to 1.25 inch. So it's not just a standard 1 inch to 1 inch. So here, this up here is 1.25 inch. Down here is 1. All of this is 1.5. So you need that reducer to reduce it down from the 1.5 to 1.25. So that goes there. All right, so I got the wrong cap on here. So I need to change the cap. I need this cap that has, it already has a seal built in. And as you tighten it, it will compress. So let's get this back in here. Let's get this down here. Let's catch this right here. Okay. So this, I'll get back in here. It's for the tub plug. So now I just have to go through and get everything here nice and tight. Tight and straight. All right, I'm gonna get my trusty adjustable wrench. I want to continue making sure everything is. Technically, these should be just hand tightened anyway. I shouldn't really put in a wrench on them. It's because the seals will compress. This is the only spot that I'll tighten a little bit more than hand tighten. Let me adjust this. Yeah, because it doesn't have a rubber seal, so it's a little bit harder to compress with just your hands. All right, that should do it. But everything here, you should be able to hand tighten, and it will compress the rubber seals enough to seal everything. Aha, see a little issue right here too. Let me show you. Right up there. Right here needs a little more tightening. This right here, pretty loose. Okay, that should do it. Alright, that. Let's put this back in for now. And then we're going to run some water. You see, if we have any leak, if my hand tightening works well, then we should be good. Okay, you can hear the water running. Got the water running right there. And it's nice and clear. There's no water accumulating. It's pretty clear going down. No water accumulating coming back up. And there's no leak. No leak whatsoever. Not a drip. So, but the thing is, from time to time, maybe once a year, these need maintenance in that you need to test them and just hand tighten them again from time to time, because they will get loose over time and start to leak. So it's just part of mechanical stuff, vibration, use, the wear and tear. So that's it. No water leak. Thank you for watching KevD24. We appreciate you viewing my channel. If you like what you saw today, please give me a thumbs up. This is another episode of Around the House.